I won't stop till I hear him say,
nothing that I constitute here is financial advice, but I'm going to give you guys kind of an in-depth perspective on this analogy and kind of really show you all what it takes to actually start pulling money from these markets via your psychology. Okay, what is going on, CYPRX Advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. As always, if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, commodities, indices, foreign exchange, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. In today's video breakdown, this is a Zoom recording that I did with the CYPRX students, little psychology breakdown. Pay attention to what it is that I'm attempting to preach to you all. Really understand what it is that we're attempting to accomplish here by waking individuals up, helping them attempt to escape the matrix. Smash that thumbs up button if videos like this help you all out. Blessings to you guys. Without further ado, let's start today's video breakdown. No, I'm caveman in it. I'm trying to grow everything natural. Can you see I'm not twisting my dreadlocks anymore either?
Yeah.
I'm trying to just straight. I'm not worried about my appearance right now. I'm so focused and oriented on other things in my life, like the artificial, like whole I need to be up in my appearance thing on a day-to-day basis. All right, so I was manifesting some things, talking to some individuals this morning, making some phone calls. I like to take a day or two out of my week to just kind of show appreciation to people that I didn't really get to talk to when I was growing up. Some people that I wish I had to talk to more often, like my family, my friends, or at least old friends of mine who still stay in touch with me or make an effort to call me. I like to try and call them back and just say good morning. But I was talking to a couple of them about what it is that I'm attempting to do in cryptocurrency and the journey that I'm on, and trying to wake them up to what's really happening in the world right now. And I was discussing with them a transfer of energy and how people, the most common individual out there doesn't really understand what it takes to become financially free or actually tap into unprecedented amounts of money that you can just control from your cell phone. People don't think that it's a reality that you can obtain. They think that it's hocus pocus. So nothing that I constitute here is financial advice, but I'm going to give you guys kind of an in-depth perspective on this analogy and kind of really show you all what it takes to actually start pulling money from these markets via your psychology. And it's one thing that holds a lot of people back in their trading because they can't break free from that normal way of thinking. When you're trading these markets, you have to really understand a philosophical perspective, an energetic perspective, like a level of frequency and understanding of knowledge that you've never really witnessed in a normal life, because the normal life puts you on a path, and that path is go to school, gather information, take tests to prove that you're a smart person, go apply for a job or go apply for college, get approved by another individual, right? There's someone always over top of you. There's someone always over top of you making your decisions. You get out of college, then what do? You go get a job and you're probably not the head honcho. You start from the bottom, you have a boss. And what people don't understand is all of those forms of society, school, college, getting a job afterwards. Okay. I'm not knocking it. If that's the way that people survive and have made a way for their family to eat, I support it 110%. But 90% of people get stuck operating in that system. And then when they come into trading, they bring all of those aspects of that previous life that they've lived up until this point into trading, and it becomes an issue. And one of the main issues is not understanding what you really need to do to become successful, to break free from that matrix. Okay, so I'm going to just drop a little gem there, then we'll get into some trading stuff. The natural human inclination to want to be right, and how that is just a nasty plague that has just engulfed this entire market. Okay, so we're going to go over that just a little bit. I'm going to touch a little bit briefly on that, and then maybe we'll see where we're at with time. So money, okay. The number one thing that people don't understand about money, or the number one thing that people get wrong about money or becoming wealthy, in my personal opinion, and again, this is all personal opinion. If you guys have your own opinions, then stick with those. You know what I'm saying? But this is, I'm an individual that has made six figures 3 years in a row consistently from this market. Now, six figures is not a lot of money, and that's not to brag or boast. It's just to be real with you guys. Okay. It's not a lot of money. And I'm aware of that, well aware of that. It's not millions of dollars. Okay. But it's a sustainable income, actually paying for my necessities with trading money, actually living and providing for my family, my immediate family with trading money, has really allowed me to see that the normal way of doing things is not, it's not real. It's not real. If I can make money from an internet connection, hitting buy or sell on a cell phone, then money is not, it's not real. So everybody has this misconception that you have to go work more hours to make more money. That's what we're taught as young individuals, is to work harder to make more money. Well, when you get into trading, you get in this backwards matrix where it's actually harder to make more money if you trade more often. So if you put more time and effort into trying and attempting to catch trades, you actually find yourself on the losing end of things, which starts to make the as above, so below analogy that I portray to you guys so often so prevalent. Is that if you want to really break free from trading, again, you have to unlock a mental way of understanding money and energy and your own psychology in a way that you've never experienced before. Okay. So that's a false thing. It's actually, every billionaire, every millionaire will tell you that the goal is actually to make more money in less time. So why aren't we taught that as individuals? Why aren't we, led to believe that that is a way that you can exist in this world? And it's because the individuals in charge, again, have us manipulated into believing that we have to sacrifice our time for money. Okay. And that's backwards. So what trading allows you to do, and what I try to portray to you all here at CYPRX, is we're not sitting here looking with this perspective to catch 1 to 12 risk to reward ratios all the time. What we are doing as human beings, as finite human beings on this earth, is understanding what trading can be utilized for. And it can be utilized as a tool to free up your time. And when you take that into consideration, trading becomes so much easier for you, because you stop trying to be right all the time. You stop trying to chase pips or chase money, okay? And you start understanding what you are really doing. So let me put this into perspective for you all. I had a trade this week, and I think it was roughly around a $7,000 trade. I pulled $5,000 off of the trade, let the other two run, but the other $2,000 got stopped out into profit. So I moved my stops a little bit above break even. This was the live trade that we had on Monday, I believe it was, where we caught 40 pips. And the trade got stopped out at profit, okay? But I made $5,000, and that trade took 20 minutes, okay? Took 20 minutes. So $5,000 in 20 minutes, right? Not a lot of money, but what you have to understand is that's someone with a $55,000 to $75,000 salary a year. That's how much they make in a month, okay? And so when you can stop trading after that on a live account and humble yourself and understand, right, that that's just $5,000. It's not a lot of money. But what that has allowed me to do by trading this way is pay for everything that I have to survive, which are my needs, my bills, right? I have no debt. I paid my debt off at an early age. That's another thing that we'll get into at another time, right? But I realized that with $5,000 a month over a long period of time, obviously, of course, that fluctuates. Sometimes I'll make $5,000 a month. Sometimes I'll make $10,000 a month. Sometimes I'll make $2,000 a month. But what you have to understand is that over a long, consistent period of time, when you're not chasing money and you're actually understanding what you can accomplish in this market by freeing up your time. So not only was I able to make $5,000 in 20 minutes, but I also have 2 other avenues of approach for making money, right? I have 2 other ways of making money on a weekly basis where I generate passive income. So what I've done is I have sources of income. One of them via trading is making me $5,000 in 20 minutes. Another one is making me $800 a week. Another one is making me this much money a week. And so what I've done, and what every millionaire and billionaire will tell you, okay, again, not financial advice, is the key to making money is being able to generate multiple sources of income without you being in the same vicinity of that income that you're earning, okay? You're not sitting there sacrificing your time for money. Trading took me 20 minutes, which if I really wanted to chalk it up to how much time I actually spent working this week alone, it'd probably be like 2 hours. If you don't count all the time that I put into making content for you guys and for the YouTube channel, which is a freaking unprecedented amount of time. It's probably unhealthy how much time I spend making content. But I'll get into that in a second, why I do that, right? But it's the secret to making money, to becoming a millionaire. So 90% of people will come into this market and they think that trading crypto or they think that trading forex is the secret to making a lot of money. Every single profitable trader has more than one stream of income, guarantee you. Whether that's real estate, high yield dividend accounts, stock dividends, like whatever it is that you dabble into, just understand that trading is just a way for you to tap in to the number one golden rule, which is to make more money in less time. If you're sacrificing in your trading right now as a beginner, and this is something that my mentor, who is an institutional trader, has never traded on TradingView, never placed a trade on MetaTrader, he trades institutionalized money, okay, told me that if you're spending more than 4 to 8 hours per week trading, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong, okay? Now that's not accounting for the time that it takes to sit. So like, let's say you wake up for New York session at 5 a.m., but the trade doesn't go off until 7:30, right? That's 2.5 hours into the session. He's not accounting for that, okay? What he's accounting for is how long it actually took you to make that money. If it's more than 4 to 8 hours, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You're not utilizing trading for what it's meant for. And what it's meant for is to free yourself from the system. The system tells you that you need to work more hours to make more money. So take that into consideration. Now we're going to get into greed a little bit, okay? The natural human inclination to want to be right. That's where we're going to kind of stem into this. Is the reason why people overtrade, the reason why people want more and want more and want more over and over and over again and can't be satisfied with making $5,000 in 20 minutes. They want more. And it is because of the natural human inclination to want to be right, okay? This is why you will sell when the market is clearly giving you bullish signals. This is why you will buy when the market is clearly giving you bearish signals. And it is because you have a natural inclination for your analysis to want to be the thing that plays out in the market. And so when you trade that way, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to go in your favor. Or 9 times out of 10, you're going to see a rising equity curve, and then you're going to consistently have a really steep downfall where you're going to keep thinking that you're right. And that one time, that fourth time that you think you're going to be right because you have this ego that you need to be right all the time, is when you're going to leverage too much. You're going to get too cocky. You're going to get too confident, and the market's going to wipe you dry. And all of those wins that you just accumulated because you couldn't stop trading are going to get wiped out. If I'm correct, how many times has this happened to somebody listening to this right now? How many times have you won 3 trades in a row? And then in 1 trade or in 2 trades, right? You lost all that money. You lost all that money. That's backwards. If I was a prop firm, or when we open up the CYPRX trading floor and I see your trades and I see that in your trading, I'm going to immediately as a mentor be able to pick out that you did not manage your risk properly. Why? Because if you won 3 trades, do the math. If you won 3 trades and then you lose 2 and you're back at break even or you're in drawdown, on those 2 trades, you risked too much money. That's not proper money management. And so 90% of people, again, come into this market, and what they don't understand is that technical analysis is not what will solve that, okay? Your mental fortitude and ability to understand what trading really is what will solve that. When you can mature, and I've said this to you guys multiple times, when you can mature enough to the point in your trading where you really grasp these key concepts, that is when you will truly elevate. The technical analysis is there for you guys. The CYPRX course nails that in the butt for you, okay? It is now up to you to all of those little tiny human inclinations that you bring into the market before you came into this community, okay? Or maybe that you still hone, right? And it's normal. It takes people years to overcome these etched in, literally they're sketched into our DNA because they've literally been embedded in our heads for so many years. It's really hard to get rid of it, okay? It's really hard. I still struggle from it, and I've made money from this market for 3 years in a row. I still struggle from greed, where sometimes you guys will see me in the chat and I'll be like, I'm done trading this week. And then I see a setup and I'm like, come on, Cypress. That's clear. That's clear and obvious. And I'll enter into it. And most of the time it works for me. But sometimes when it doesn't, I really beat myself up because I'm like, I'm not living by what I'm preaching. And this is why I lost, which comes back to the whole transfer of energy. If I'm giving out what I give to you guys, I should be reiterating that in my own trading. So when that happens to me, it's an immediate wake up and I'm like, come on, brother, practice what you preach, right? So that kind of falls into that whole analogy of what I said before, full circle this, why I make so much content, why I spend so much time, with students on one-on-one Zoom calls, making content for you guys on the CYPRX platform, is it helps me critique myself as a trader. That's how you guys, right? You guys sit there and you guys study. Okay. That's how you learn. How I learn is by helping people, by mentoring people. If Jamie comes to me with the problem, or if Danny comes to me with the problem, my job is to try and attempt to fix that. And what that's allowed me to do in my trading is see from an outside perspective what's wrong with other people. Then I can correlate that with my trading. And I've been able to create this bubble of things that I just don't do anymore by not only what I'm doing wrong in the market, but what other people are doing wrong in the market. Okay. And that is what's allowed me to create this CYPRX, excuse me, trading strategy. Is when I tell you guys that you really got to put in the elbow grease to understand these markets and the energy and the reason behind these markets, why the elites actually allow us to trade these markets. It is because, okay, there is a divine energy within each and every single human being to reach your full potential. Okay. And these markets are a way for you to access that full potential, not only financially, but psychologically and physically as well. And if you're sleeping on it, okay, so if you guys are unaware of the fact that a triangle is the strongest shape on earth, right? It's the most supportive triangle, no matter which way you flip it, reverse it, whatever the case may be, it's always going to stand on 2 points that lead to 1 point. Okay. That's why I picked the triangle with the all-seeing eye and the sniper rifle as the CYPRX logo. Is it resembles that. So the three things in trading that you need to manifest properly to become an elite trader are your physicality, your financial stability, and your mental stability. Okay, so you need to be physically fit, financially fit, and mentally fit. And until you're all three of those things, you will always lack in some category and never become a superior trader. Now, that's not to say you have to go out, and I'm not saying work out every freaking day or any of that stuff, right? You can still be physically fit, go on walks, and eat healthy, right? There's other ways to achieve that. Okay, it's not just one avenue of approach where you got to be a gym rat. Or same thing financially. Okay, you don't have to become a millionaire to be financially superior. But to be financially superior, what are the couple of things that you need done? You need to be debt free. You need to not owe anybody money. You need to understand how to generate passive income. Be an income generating machine without being in the same vicinity of the income that you're generating, right? That's how you become financially free. And it doesn't have to be $10,000, $20,000 a month. But if you can cover your necessities and passive income, you've then freed yourself from the system, right? Mentally fit. When the market crushes you, when you take a loss, how are you going to learn from that? How are you going to reevaluate that? How are you going to implement what you did wrong into your next trading day so that way you don't commit to that mistake again and make it a bad habit? Until you do those three things, you will never get on the other opposite side of the wall. And 90% of people come into this market and they think it's just buy or sell. Or they come in here and they think they're going to copy signals and they're going to become successful. Doesn't work. Promise you, I've tried it. Doesn't work. Okay. You really have to mature. You have to hit a level of divine being that literally, take it into consideration, 90% of people cannot do. They cannot do it. It's not only their own fault, but it's everybody else's fault around them because everybody else around them is stuck in the same system, right? It's crazy. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. Okay. There's so much more information that I want to give you guys and talk to you guys about things that I've really, really seen and manifested in my reality. I can't put on recordings. I have to physically show you. Okay. There's so many secrets. There's so many secrets. When you start to study Masonic frequencies and you start to study, secret societies, and you really start to understand what these billionaires and trillionaires and millionaires have in common. Like, hold on, I'm going to get you guys two books. Give me a second. The other book is in my bedroom, but okay. This book right here, Shadow Government, and this book right here, Secret Empires. There's another book called Secret Wealth Hoarders, and it literally confirms every single thing that I'm telling you guys. The elites understand every single thing that I'm saying to you all. They understand the transfer of energy. They understand that money is not real. It can be created out of thin air, okay, in a matter of seconds. Just like how the Fed can print money, think about it. They know exactly what they're doing, and the reason why they can do it and nobody stops them, okay, none of these other elites try to stop them, is because they allow everybody access to the same thing they're doing via trading. Think about it. If you have a strategy that can make you 5% in a month, you just tapped in to trillions of dollars. You just tapped into trillions of dollars of money fluctuations. You just tapped into the energetic flow of our economy, okay? That is why nobody stops the Feds or other banks and institutions from quantitative easing. Quantitative easing is when they stimulate the economy. They pump money into the economy by making it out of thin air. Why do you think there's nobody outside rioting, right? They go and riot for other stuff, okay? Nobody riots when they're told, nobody riots when they're told that the elites have been lying to them all their lives and you don't have to work a 9-to-5 job. You can go make money off your phone and in your computer and a Wi-Fi connection. Nobody riots. And when I found that out, I tapped into it. I started doing research. And when you do your research, the answers are there. It is not hidden. It's not hidden. It's right there in plain sight. I've been trying to tell people, I've been trying to wake people up. This it's really crazy. It's really crazy. And I'm only 6 years into this market. There's people out here that have been in this market for 10, 20 years. I'll be one of those people eventually. And I hope that you guys will be as well. But man, let me tell you what, you cannot have a normal approach like everybody else when you come into these markets. You have to be superior. You have to be on your game. You can't just, I'll study. You can't. You can't. You physically cannot, or this market will tear you apart. It will literally on to the next. Okay. So that's my rant for today. What did we talk about? Natural human inclinations, ignoring them, the secret to making a lot of money. Okay. One of the secrets, that's not all of them. That's just one. Okay. To go into one of the things, the caveats that I wanted to take you into via trading, okay, kind of more so oriented to trading psychology, was something that really elevated. Somebody asked me the question the other day is, what was one thing, Cypress, that you could really say elevated in your trading career? Like what really got you to the upper echelon of being consistent? Okay, that's the key. It's not about making money, it's about consistency. What's your win rate? My win rate right now is above 85%. If I lose a trade, I know guaranteed 9 times out of 10, I'm going to turn around and win at least 4 or 5 back to back to back, right? That's what you want. You want to be able to understand that you are going to take a loss, but can you recover from that loss? That's the goal in trading. I think Ezra was covering this the other day in the chat where he was talking to you guys about maximum risk and all that stuff and getting to that level of your trading. One thing that I really learned in my trading career was when I stopped caring about my outcome by accepting my risk. Write that down. I stopped caring about the outcome by accepting my risk. And I'm going to go into detail on what this means. So how did I do this? The risk that you take on any given trade can be predetermined. It can be pre-established, okay? And pre-established risks make you already aware of the worst possible outcome, okay? So what you have to understand is that when you're taking a trade, okay, and I'm going to say this to you guys, especially for those of the individuals that have traded with me in person, they see how relaxed, calm, cool, and collective I am. And that is because I've already accepted the worst case scenario. When you accept the worst case scenario by pre-establishing that worst case scenario, it becomes like drinking water. And if you're not doing that, I will be able to tell. If we ever trade in person, like when we were in Mexico, I could tell everybody was freaking out. Nobody had their risk in control because everybody was always, oh, what are you doing? What's going on? What's the market doing? What's going on, right? When you do that, the market has the chance to wiggle its way in and manipulate you into closing trades or hitting your stop loss or whatever the case may be, or catching you off guard when you over leveraged. Okay, or catching you off guard when you don't put a stop loss or whatever the case may be. You should always predetermine your risk. Now, what I've attempted to preach you guys is 1 to 3%, because with our strategy, you can make that back in the next 2 days. Okay, you have to determine what that risk is for you. I got to the point in my trading career where I could maximize my risk. I could start risking 5, 10, maybe even 15% on some trades. And I know that you guys have seen me take trades like that. And it's not because I'm being a risky trader. It's because I know that if I lose that money, I have the ability, and I've tested that ability, to make that money back. Most traders don't, which is why we tell beginner traders, which is why we tell intermediate traders to manage your risk, to really focus on only risking 1 to 3%. When you break out of that and you become consistently profitable with the strategy, that, and only when that happens, is when you can start to up that risk, okay? More reward. That's where the whole money saying comes from behind, what is the scared money don't make no money, right? I know that everybody's heard that saying, that's what it means, okay? If you want to make a lot of money, it's unfortunate, but you got to risk a lot of money. That's how it goes. But you can't do that until you're used to it. You can't do that until you're used to it. So learn to stop caring about the outcome by accepting my risk. So when you come into a trade or you're about to hit buy or sell or place a buy stop or a sell stop, you should already know ahead of time that if the market takes you out, you're only going to lose $1,000, or you're only going to lose $100, or you're only going to lose $500, whatever that 1% figure is for you. That should be your worst possible outcome. And when you already know that, you guys can get up from your charts, you can go to the bathroom, you can do whatever you want. The markets are not in control of you at that point. And I've told you guys and stressed to you multiple times that to become a superior trader, you have to be in control of yourself. Your outcome is the self. You're not in control of the markets. That's impossible, but you can control yourself. Okay. How many edges can you give yourself in this market? That's the question. And one of those edges is easing your mentality, easing your transition into the market to accumulate riches. If you cannot ease your mentality, then you're going to be a direct reflection of that manipulation in the market. And when the market spikes up, you're going to react to it improperly because you can't control your emotions. And you're going to be that trader that falls into the category of individuals that get tapped out. It's that simple. You cannot be that individual. Whoever you were before you came into this market, a gentleman, a nice guy, asshole, right? A cheater, a lover, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. None of it. Zero, zip, nada. It doesn't matter how much money you have. There could be a trader in this community right now that has been dead broke all his life, came from nothing. And then there could be a trader in this community that has 2 businesses, makes $3 million a year, and they could both open up a trading account. And the individual over here that's broke and has no money could do 10 times better than this individual if this individual over here that is broke and has no money controls his psychology. That's the illusion. And everybody comes into this market thinking that it is because we're all here to chase money and that's what matters, and it's not. That's the illusion. Money has never mattered. We just make it matter as people. The only reason why money has any type of value is because humans believe it to be valuable. If everybody in the world tomorrow just woke up and stopped believing in money, money would be nothing. It would be nothing but a piece of paper. Nothing but a piece of paper. Anyways, I'm done ranting, man. I get.
I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la.